It is Tuesday, October 21st in the United States and Canada. The Toronto Blue Jays are the Shohei Ohtani of baseball, and this is a show called What Chaos? From the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston. My name is David Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn, and across the room is Sean DePaz. Boys, Pete, have we intentionally done an all-Canadian jerseys, mostly? Actually, we have Seattle there.
We have Seattle there. That's pretty close to Canada, though. No, we're not pandering intentionally. We are officially on the Nation Network, which is a Canadian company, but we are still based in Boston. Can you explain to me the Shohei Ohtani of baseball?
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani is the greatest. He's the best at what he does, and the Toronto Blue Jays are the best at what they do, and what they do is baseball.
Okay, all right.
Shohei Ohtani does
that explains that.
A bunch of things, and he's the best at them.
Yeah, fair enough. Shout out to the Blue Jays, because I hate some Toronto teams, but not all of them. And I am rooting for the Blue Jays here for a few reasons. Number one, any team that can put a little bit more pressure on the Red Sox to spend money and win, I'm all for. And also, any team that can win in Toronto ahead of the Maple Leafs, it just makes it even funnier that the Leafs haven't won in so long.
I wish I had your optimism, and dare I say naivete, that anything could put pressure on the Boston Red Sox to spend money. They believe that unless they have a perfect roster, they're not going to win. And if they have a perfect roster, that's when you go and you supplement, and that's when you sign guys. But if the day ever comes that they have a perfect roster, what will they say? Why would you spend money?
It costs too much money. Let's send all these perfect players elsewhere.
Oh, well, they've done that as well.
Also, they're like the last three World Series were won with like the most imperfect rosters that have ever won. World Series.
2018 was pretty fucking banging.
I'm thinking really about.
Are you saying like the last three World Series, like or the Red Sox World Series?
Yeah. Okay. But like I'm thinking about the
incredible.
2013 team really.
Yeah,
the Shane Victorino, Mike.
2013
Napoli.
though was like someone's got to win the World Series this year.
That was a big, this is my fucking city.
Oh, yeah.
Sure was.
I will say, it is, I texted you boys this last night. It is absolutely written that Auston Matthews will wear a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. jersey ahead of a Leafs Game 7, and the Leafs will still lose that game, and it will be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I need it.
I'm surprised that we're not doing the full show on Vladdy walking in with an Auston Matthews jersey. With an A on it, by the way.
I know, like
he was like back when Auston Matthews scored a bunch of goals.
It's true. Like it is. I'm like grappling with the puck knower aspect.
I was going to say,
it
means he's had that jersey.
It means he had that jersey, or it means that he was like, oh, that one's cheaper. I'll buy that one. Or it means that he doesn't know puck because had he known puck, would he have worn that jersey ahead of a Game 7?
I thought about this. There's absolutely no way that the biggest professional athlete other than Auston Matthews in the city of Toronto does not know the lore of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Because not only that, he grew up. I mean, I guess he grew up in the Dominican, but like he was born in Montreal. Like he is Canadian for all intents and purposes. Like I have a hard time believing he didn't know about that.
I think it's such a decision at a moment in time that it feels like he probably made that decision to like sort of alleviate the pressure on the Leafs. When in reality, if they had lost, everybody would have blamed Auston Matthews and the Leafs.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a bold move, but I think it paid off. Vibes in Toronto, sports-wise, have to be a lot better than they were like before yesterday.
I respect wearing the A rather than the C because I think a lot of the horrible moments that have come for the city of Toronto in sports outside of Kawhi have been days where Auston Matthews was not the captain of the team. Like there was obviously last year, but they do that shit in their sleep. Yeah. Like 20, I mean, wasn't on the team yet in 2013, but like so many of like the Leafs moments that have been horrible were not just like the last year, you know? So if you're trying to exercise demons, and also there are certain players where wearing the A shows more puck knowledge than wearing the C. For example, Brad Marchand returning to Boston tonight. If you're like a real Bruins head, your Brad Marchand jersey either has an A or no letter at all.
I would disagree with that. Like, I mean,
and if you're a real Bruins head, your Patrice Bergeron jersey especially has an A.
Bergeron for sure, but I also think that there's an element of like wanting to get the C version of a player that you've loved for a long time. So
Especially-
like I would not say that like anybody who has one of those jerseys is like not a puck.
Definitely not, but the
Especially for the Bruins because it was the centennial.
I was going to
jersey from
say the
Marchand.
2 seasons that he was captain, they had new jerseys.
Yeah.
puck knowing, I would say, is best represented with. I'll pivot it to Patrice Bergeron. If you have a Patrice Bergeron C jersey, like God bless, it means you're a Patrice Bergeron fan. That guy rules. But Patrice Bergeron, vintage Patrice Bergeron, like that team's prime was when Zdeno Chara was the captain.
Yeah, for sure.
So Vladdy is off the hook. Tell the folks on the show today, Pete.
Today on the show, we will be talking Flamos because the Calgary Flames are lamos.
They're lamos.
They
We're gonna
are
get 'em.
lamos. We're going to talk about Gavin McKenna and which teams deserve him the most, or which teams need him the most, not deserve. Which teams need him the most? Because I think the Calgary Flames are very much getting into that list. We're going to say, what are we looking at here during a segment?
It's a new segment called "What are we looking at here?" What are we looking at here?
This is a good segment because this could apply to like so many things.
Yeah, I just made one graphic in 2 seconds that says, "What are we looking at here?" and sent it to Sean, and I'm like, use that as liberally as you want for the rest of time during our show.
This is definitely going to be a recurring bit. What are we looking at here? Jim Hiller, head coach of the Los Angeles Kings, is going to join the show. We sat down with him in person in LA. It was a great conversation. I think that I'll say I feel like me and Sean love talking to coaches.
I love hearing. That's like my favorite part about sports.
It's not that
Sorry,
you-
I
it's-
guess I don't like talking to coaches.
It's not that you don't like talking to coaches, but I feel like you more live for fucking with players.
Yes, but who was the what? Now we're getting behind the scenes here. Who says whenever we have a coach on, remember that we're talking to a coach? So ask any stupid
yeah.
question of like, hey, what's it like when this thing happens? Because we don't have coaches on every day.
No, like I guess like it's I'm more surprised that me and Sean love talking to coaches so much because like we very much nerd out in those conversations. Or nerd out over those conversations. You're taking offense when offense should not be taken.
Maybe not.
I think that like
But also maybe.
if you were power ranking your like favorite types of guests, I feel like you get more excited to research and do like weird shit with players.
But if
is
like
what I
one,
was
but
saying.
if one of the two people here is going to be talking about like systems with somebody, it's me.
Oh yeah, like I don't want to really talk systems. I want to just do like more basic coach talk. You'll see it with Jim Hiller. I had a lot of fun. DJ's taking offense when he doesn't need to take offense. And
Weird little
finally,
position myself to be the coach guy move.
I said me and Sean. Finally, Craig Button hates Casey Mittlestadt. Apparently, there was a clip that came out yesterday. It was electric.
Yeah, we're gonna have him.
Craig Button destroyed Casey Mittlestadt.
We've been overdue anyway to have a Mittlestadt minute, so we are definitely going to have a Mittlestadt minute on this show later. But let us start with the great Calgary Flames, who are not great. They were on the verge of winning just their second game of the season last year. We knew there was going to be a low-scoring affair when they took on the Jets. We told you folks when we were doing sports interaction talk, you might want to jump on that under 5.5 goals. 3 goals in total end up being scored. The first by the Calgary Flames, who take a 1-0 lead into the third period and then don't just lose, but lose in regulation. Shout out Captain Sirius, Jonathan Taves.
Yeah.
First career NHL goal since coming back to play hockey. That's how that's phrased.
That's right. Shout out to Mark Scheifele, who now has like 15 goals on the season.
The Flames score a lot. The Jets score a lot of goals. The Flames do not, which remains their issue as for the 4th straight season, they are in the bottom half of the league in scoring, and for the 2nd straight season, they are bottom 5 in scoring. This season, they are dead last in scoring. They are so offensively anemic. I can't remember if I said it on this show yesterday or on one of the other Nation hits that we did, but we're kind of on rescue Nazem Kadri watch. Nobody on that team provides offense right now other than that guy. He is the only player. Nazem Kadri is the only player with half a point per game this season for the Calgary Flames.
It's not good.
So it brings us to what you were saying off the top. It's like, do the Flames need Gavin McKenna more than anybody? And I think we're barking up the right tree if we say that.
I feel like it's a 2-team race at this point in terms of like needing Gavin McKenna. And we've talked about the other one quite a bit, the Pittsburgh Penguins, where it's just like they are in search of a direction for their franchise that does not center around an 85-year-old. And the Penguins really need that. But the Calgary Flames, they have some good young players. They need like a franchise player. They need a franchise player who can score goals and drive offense. And like that is Gavin McKenna. And if we're attaching like the Canadian aspect of it, the Western Canadian aspect of it, I feel like Gavin McKenna would be so perfect in Calgary, even if just for McDavid versus McKenna in the Battle of Alberta.
Here's the problem, though, and this shows where the Flames are right now. And I know 32 Thoughts had a great conversation about like how do they resist the urge to make the quick fix easily. You don't do the stupidest thing that you could do if you're the Calgary Flames. You're so closer to the bottom than you are to the top. And realistically, you're just like a high-end bottom third team in the NHL, if that. So no, don't go for a quick fix. But you said they need Gavin McKenna because they need an offensive star. I completely agree. But this is a team that also, just roster-wise, say they get the second overall pick. They need Keaton Verhoff.
Yeah,
like they also need,
especially if Rasmus Anderson is gone, which I think that everybody is assuming that he is going to be gone. Like to any top flight elite
player.
Potential
They just don't
player,
have a star.
correct, who is not a goaltender. Like Dustin Wolf is their star, and the main reason why there is any hope that this team could be anything.
But Dustin Wolf might be a star because he's the goalie for the Flames.
I disagree with that. Like
I think he's a really good player, but if you keep the Flames in games that are going to be 2-1 every night, then you're their best player.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, are you saying that like he's a star because like he's getting so much attention for taking a team?
Yeah,
I'm
saying his task heightens
like how
what
impressive.
we think of him.
Yeah, fair. But that's also removing the idea that if he had gotten to the playoffs on a pretty good team and dominated, that star might be even higher.
Yeah, but he didn't get to the playoffs because his team was fourth from last in scoring, and that team is so much better than the current team on which he plays. They're just a bummer, man.
That like fourth worst, I'm pretty sure I would have to go back and check the numbers, but I'm pretty sure they were like the second worst offensive team in the league for like a majority of last year, and then like maybe got hot at the end of the year and scored a bunch.
That sounds about right. Yeah, it brings me no joy, but they're not going anywhere this season, and it sounds so early in the season to say that about a team, but
it's not like a 5 or 6 game sample because this team sucked offensively last year.
And the year before were like 10th or something like that. Like they've been like 15th, 10th, 14th, 4th, first from last in scoring every year for a little while now.
Do you throw anybody else in like this team needs Gavin McKenna? Like in the top tier of teams that need Gavin McKenna?
I mean, it's them and it's the Penguins for sure. But boy, oh boy, would it rock if the Blackhawks got him. There's a lot of teams where
but they don't
would
need
rock.
him. Yeah, because he's a player who rocks. But I feel like there are a few teams that need him. And I don't know if any team falls into that category like Calgary and like Pittsburgh.
Yeah. What about if Columbus, with all of the centers they had, if they missed the playoffs and wound up in striking distance of the first overall pick, because you can only jump like 10 spots or whatever. But what if Columbus had a disappointing season and with all of those centers, you then add Gavin McKenna?
Still not a level of need.
Can I interest you in Gavin McKenna, the Los Angeles King?
still not a level of need. Like,
I mean, look at what
like
they
it would be
are.
awesome, especially with like they're gonna lose Kopitar. Like McKenna plays on the wing, but like, I mean, if they lose Kopitar and Kempe, then maybe we can have that conversation.
I mean, even if they don't, look at the rest of that team. It's not a very good team, unfortunately.
It's definitely not on the
Plus,
level of need.
Gavin McKenna in Los Angeles, like that could rock.
Yeah, like he would rock on 32 teams because he's a player who rocks.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I saw some people in the chat saying Seattle. I feel like they're
too good.
Closer to what I'm thinking in terms of like teams that need a player to build around. Like there aren't a lot of teams that have that big of a void.
I've got one.
Nashville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nashville has, at least they have like Philip Forsberg. But yeah, I mean like Nashville I think is somewhere in that conversation.
They have stars, but not stars that you're building around right now because they're Gavin McKenna gives any team that gets him a direction, which is like to the moon. But right now, think of teams like Nashville that are just like rudderless. Nashville and Calgary are in similar spots, I would say, where you could be tempted to say if we just need a couple more dollars to get this thing going. And
you got a plan. Just need some money, Arthur.
Just need a little more time, Arthur.
Here's one.
I don't know what that's from, by the way.
It's
Red
from
Dead
Red Dead
Redemption
Redemption
2.
2.
Oh, okay.
We made that joke in the season preview.
Yes.
We're talking about the Iser plan.
Oh,
Just need some money, Arthur.
honestly, I just thought that was your voice.
There was the tagline was I believe was a meme.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't even have text there. Yeah.
Yep. Here's one. I think this one could also work. What about the New York Rangers?
Oh, I was just about to say the New York Islanders, but
No, the Islanders have a
They
pipeline,
already
man.
got.
They got some cool ass players.
do they
coming.
have the guy?
Oh yeah, like I think Schaefer can be the guy.
You
I think like Cole Eiserman's gonna rock.
Schaefer might end up leading all rookies in scoring this year, and he does not play forward.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, do you think? And I guess it is in Vancouver, but do you think a team with actual Stanley Cup aspirations can have a defenseman be the guy?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Like who? I guess.
Like,
I mean,
in
like
terms,
those guys once upon a time.
yeah.
I
Like,
guess who recently?
like if the Canadians are making noise, like I think like Lane Hudson is the guy for them. Obviously, they have other guys like Cole Caulfield is unbelievable. Comes up in all these huge moments. Suzuki's amazing, but like the guy for the Canadians, Lane Hudson is the engine for that team. Like the Vancouver Canucks.
But you're
I don't know.
you're
Lane
giving me an
Hudson-
example of a team that's not there yet. I'm saying
I love Lane Hudson.
Where
but
is the proof of a team that has done it recently where their guy is not a forward?
Well, I mean, like if you're winning a Stanley Cup, like you're gonna have really, really good forwards. But like, yeah, I mean, the best player on recent Stanley Cup teams, I don't remember.
It honestly might be
off the top of my
the
head.
most recent one was probably the Kings with Doughty, but you could say that Kopitar was ahead of him at that point. But Doughty was a monster for some of those teams. You
yeah.
could say Duncan Keith, but like Jonathan Toews
and Kane
was the guy. I would say the last one that you could guarantee say is the 2011 Bruins, but a lot of people will say that was Tim Thomas.
Yeah, like Makar. Caleb says Makar when the Avs won.
But I mean, I would still say that McKinnon is the guy on that.
And if the Canadians do it, and you would get a lot of pushback if you say it's with Hudson being the guy, because people would say like Dobson is like they're on their first pair.
Yeah, but Dobson does not take over games the way that Lane Hudson takes over games.
Absolutely not. Correct.
And like, look at what the Canadians were. And obviously it's not just because of Lane Hudson, but look at the jump that they made last year as Hudson became the player that he was. Like they were a different team with him taking control and taking over games.
I just got tickets for a Canadians game. I'm so excited.
I
I'm
still
going
just-
next month. I'm pumped.
I just want to say still, like, I still think a team needs to have a forward be the guy. Even I don't even know if a winger can really be the guy. It seems like it is I mean, I know that
I think in today's NHL, a winger can be the guy.
it just hasn't been
right.
in the last decade.
Not to turn this into a sports bar, but Westside Shane says McKinnon is better than Makar. I do not think so. You are entitled to your opinion. Nathan McKinnon is better than
Most
everybody
players.
except for
99.8% of players in the
the
league.
only person I am sure in the NHL is better than Nathan McKinnon is Connor McDavid.
Well, the only thing, like the only case that I would make for that argument is, like a lot of people say that Makar is the best player at his position, and nobody says that McKinnon is the best player at his position.
Fair, but that's because the best player in the league is Nathan McKinnon's position.
Correct. And
Yeah, I
Nathan
mean, that's
McKinnon might be
like
like
a
the
not
next
even a
best
real-
player. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just think, getting back to the why we got onto this conversation, I think the Islanders could definitely, obviously, again, everybody can use Gavin McKenna, but like, I don't think that what they have right now puts the Islanders in like a they've got it figured out territory yet.
we're so
but like
stupid. How did we
they've
not-
got like a core. Like they've got a pipeline.
So did the Buffalo Sabres for a while.
How did we not say the Boston Bruins?
Fuck off. Not you, the Bruins.
I know fuck off, but they like who's there?
They definitely need it.
I mean, Pasternak is still Pasternak still has like 6 unbelievable years ahead of him. So it feels kind of asshole-ish to say all the Bruins need him as badly as some of these other teams do. But like if the Bruins want to be good again in the next 2 years, Gavin McKenna would help.
They obviously need really good young
Because
players.
their prospects stink.
But like again, we're talking about like the highest tier of like desperately need this guy. And I think the Bruins have a little bit more than Pittsburgh and Calgary.
If the Bruins got Gavin McKenna and he made the jump to the NHL, and you just begin next season with your second line being James Hagens centering Gavin McKenna, and
baby.
anybody else, seriously anybody else, like re-sign Victor Arvidsson, then boy, watch out for the Boston Bruins. I can't wait to do a Mittlestadt Minute later.
Yes.
But that's the Calgary
Me
Flames.
either.
Yes, Sean is ready. First, we have to do a new segment called What are we looking at here? And it's a segment in which we ask,
Oh my God.
what are we looking at here?
I had to check. Yes, that is your current
I was
outfit. So you
gonna-
definitely
it's
took
just
that
like
picture.
over-
I took that picture while sitting here. I took a selfie video of myself, screen grabbed it, airdropped it to myself, dragged it in. And I'm making that face because I'm asking the question, what are we looking at here? Sean, could you please play a video for us?
Okay, guess who's performing at Madison Square Garden on Thursday? Thursday the what? What date is that? This Thursday. This is the 20th,
Will Smith and Macklin
23rd.
Celebrini on the street.
October 23rd, this team, what's the name of your team?
San Jose Sharks,
Who are you playing?
the Rangers.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Wow. And how long have you been playing for the team?
This is my second year with the team.
Are you good? What position?
I'm a forward.
And who are you?
I'm
backward?
Will, and I'm a forward too.
Okay. Okay. And what's your Instagram?
Mac Celebrini.
This has the energy of
Will
like
Smith,
when
too.
kids get
Stand up,
interviewed
please.
at the
We're gonna
brick
see
tournament.
What real
And you go,
wait,
athletes
we gotta-
look like.
She's
Okay,
making them do
a
spins.
spin. Turn around. Wow. Now these are perfect specimens of athletes. These are like Olympians. And where are you from?
I'm from Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, I love Vancouver. I used to go to Victoria.
Yeah.
I almost got in a car accident with a woman in a Rolls Royce. I went through a red light. I mean, not a red light, stop sign.
That's the biggest fake laugh
And
I've
you-
ever heard.
How are they keeping it
I live
together?
in San Jose. It's right
That
here.
sounds nice.
Yeah.
And how about you? Where are you
I'm
from?
from Boston, Massachusetts.
Where do you live now?
San Jose.
Wow. Do you like San Jose?
Yeah, it's nice.
Perfect weather.
Very good weather.
Warm all the time?
Yep.
Wow. How are the women? Gorgeous?
Yep.
Dude,
And how
who
about
is
you?
this?
You're single?
I'm single, yeah.
These guys are single. Now, don't blow up their what is it, Gmails? But come on, girls.
Gmails?
And
At least
guys,
you didn't
these
say
are real
AOL.
babes. Okay, what do you want to say to my followers?
What's up?
What's up? And how about you?
Have a good night.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Give me a hi. Okay.
Oh,
All right,
man.
Sean, I sent you a graphic earlier. If you could throw it up. What are we looking at here? What? I do not know who posted that video. We did not properly credit it because we do not know where it originated. It's just a video
Dude.
of someone on the streets of New York City pointing an iPhone at NHL players Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith and having a very weird conversation with them.
So weird. I'm pissed because we clearly do not do the best, weirdest hockey interviews anymore. We have to surrender that throne.
As talented as you guys are, you couldn't do that if you fucking tried.
No,
You don't have that
definitely
in
not.
you. Most
No.
people don't.
I know that it's they're on a different time zone than us, but I did reach out to the San Jose Sharks. I sent them the video with
What are we looking at here?
question.
With the graphic.
Yeah. Question. Who on all caps earth is this lady? And what is this video? Haha. And there was a short clip of it I sent and then followed up with. I saw the full thing, but am no less confused. I'm awaiting response.
Massive Curtis Lewa energy, where she was like, "I've been to Vancouver," because like Curtis Lewa likes to be like, they like in the debate the other day, they asked him like, if you couldn't take the subway, what would you do? And he's like, well, I avoid yellow taxis because one time I got shot 5 times with hollow point bullets by the Gambino crime family, and he brings it up all the time. Like any opportunity he gets. And she was just like,
in fairness, if that happened to me, I would bring that
oh
up
no,
all the
too.
time,
But like she was just like, oh, Vancouver, huh? I almost got into an accident with a lady in a Rolls Royce there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
What?
So Chad is saying,
yes.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Chad's saying, well, we both knew from like light internet research that she had done one of these with Troye Sivan at one point. Chad's saying that she's also done one with Sabrina Carpenter. Apparently she's a TikToker. I assumed that she had a little bit of an audience to have like the confidence to do this and also say, what do you want to say to my followers?
Well, when she said that, though, my thought was this is definitely a crazy woman. Like, this woman does not have followers, and she is, like, in her own world. But to know that she actually does have followers.
Hold on. I might be getting somewhere with this. Could it be... It's asking me to log on to TikTok. Sean, how do you log on to TikTok?
Oh,
How do you log on to
your
TikTok?
username and password, presumably.
How do you...
Judy Jupiter?
Yes, I'm getting Judy Jupiter.
I just need to know what this woman looks like.
Now, there's a Judy Jupiter on Instagram, but that person only has 2...
Oh, she's got 180,000 followers on TikTok.
Wait, hold on. Might have 356. All right, I've got this person. All right, Sean, I am sending you an Instagram page. Can you just load all those videos up and keep that "what are we looking at here" graphic ready, because I feel we'll be using that a couple of times.
356,000 followers.
Are you seeing this?
Yeah, shout out Judy Jupiter. She knows what she's doing.
Okay, so there's a Sabrina Carpenter one that we will load up with proper accreditation. And then we will also, who else is on here? I feel like this lady interviewing Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith, because I do not know who a lot of these people are. But she's...
Maybe she doesn't like need them to be famous. I would assume that
Well,
she
kinda
just
like-
goes up to people and is like, what's your deal?
People of New York. Well, her most recent one is Kyrie Irving.
Oh, really?
Most recent video. that she
She's
posted.
also
She's got,
followed by Kyrie Irving.
she's got Shaun White on here.
Damn.
I mean, I guess if you live in New York City, you just get to run into people, or LA, wherever they were.
Okay, get us Sabrina Carpenter. She's making the rounds right now. I saw that she was hosting Saturday Night Live. How'd she do, Sean?
Fuck if I know. I don't watch that shit.
I saw
How'd
she
you do,
was
Pete?
in her underwear.
I did see that.
I saw that. I watched that performance. Not a great performance.
Is Man-Child a country song?
It's definitely Shania Twain inspired.
Yeah, I when I saw that clip, I was like, is she a country artist? She's doing a little reverse Taylor Swift?
It's definitely sung as though it's a country song, like how the R's are pronounced and everything. It's done with a country inflection. But yes, it sounds like something that Shania Twain would have put out on Up, somewhere around that era.
Chat saying that we should have Judy Jupiter on the show and see how it goes. I feel like she's respectfully, like to us, she's above our pay grade. She's locking down Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini.
Now, what is confusing me
Not
is
either one of those guys.
I do not judge a book by its cover, but I'm looking at Judy Jupiter's avatar, and I know a lot of people do this online where they'll make their profile picture like a picture of a cupcake or a dog or something or someone that isn't them. This person looks much younger than what I thought I was getting. Pete, you're making a face.
I maybe have. I don't know if she was like in the sex world in New York City.
That's what somebody said.
I hope
but didn't
everyone's
know
in the
if it
sex
was-
world as long as they're being safe about it.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I think that she is like something of like a New York City socialite in the social
life.
scene. But I see this line on an article. It says Judy Jupiter took most of her shots now on display
I'm
at a
reading it.
hair salon on the Cum Gallery on
Yep.
8th Ave at Studio 54. Okay. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
I'm now seeing-
fascinated by this person.
I've got a picture of Judy Jupiter that looks more age appropriate for that video that we were seeing with Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini. Sean, what do you think?
about.
I'm loving just throughout this, just acting like you're an expert, that you know all the stuff that we don't know as we're finding out.
I just
So that's
didn't.
why I'm bouncing questions.
I didn't hear
off
a
you.
question in what you had said, so I was a little confused.
So this person was at least taking pictures that were published in 1983.
Yes, I think she might be like a photographer or like the celebrity photographer.
If
or
she's
something.
a photographer and that is how she's taking her videos, massive respect for getting back to basics.
That's right.
Grassroots.
Raw.
Point and shoot. Just get in there. Sexually harass people.
Yeah, Stan says she's a sexy socialite. All she does is socialize. She's pretty good at it.
Only
I'll say
New York,
that.
man. That was New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
just such
they
a
were
New
in town
York.
to play the Rangers, and she got a huge kick out of that.
Sean, did you get the Sabrina Carpenter video?
It's not working for me.
Okay. Well, trust that at some point we'll have a Sabrina Carpenter video. Maybe. And if we do not, that is quite all right. In the meantime, I've got to tell you about SeatGeek. So excited when an event is coming up, such as tonight. Pete and I will be in the building for when Brad Marchand returns to the Boston, to the TD Garden. He could have missed it if he had done extra stuff to Rasmus Dahlin's helmet, but he held up just enough.
Coward.
So now we're going to be in the building, and so many others will be there. How do they get there? How do you get tickets? That's the question everyone's asking. When they ask me, I tell them SeatGeek. Over 35 million downloads gives SeatGeek the mantle as the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. And our vow on What Chaos is to try to get to as many of them as possible. Pete, you did a thing one year where you said you were going to go to like 15 Red Sox games.
30.
You said you were going to go to 30 Red Sox games. It was good for me because it meant at the beginning of the season, we went to 2 Red Sox games together. I got my fill for the year and then ducked out. You ended up hitting like 2?
Like 18? No, I went to 18 games.
Okay. I apologize.
Yeah.
That's
That team sucked, and I just was like, I can't do it anymore. So at first half of the summer, I was crushing Sox games.
and it was all thanks to SeatGeek. The NFL's back. Bet you didn't know that. MLB playoffs are going on. I saw our guy Tyler Yaremchuk. I knew it when I was on Oilers Nation every day yesterday, and Liam was hosting. I was like, that son of a gun is going to Toronto to the game, and he did. God bless. Amazing stuff. NHL also taken off. We use SeatGeek for that. We used it when we went to LA. We went to a Chargers game. SeatGeek. They always have your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad, plus every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And of course, we have a code for you. You can use code CHAOS10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code CHAOS10. I believe there is a maximum there of $20 off, but man, it's cool to get to that checkout. Lop a little extra off. Use SeatGeek, friends.
That's right. And we are in the thick of fall right now. The foliage is beautiful, but the season can be very, very busy for a lot of us. Talking about students, talking about hockey podcasters. We are in hectic season. That's why we love Factor, because Factor has chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals that make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something delicious without it taking up a good chunk of your day. We're talking a bunch of variety with Factor. You're going to get more meals with a wide selection of seafood choices, meat, protein, Mediterranean. You're even talking about vegetarian options as well. So there's plenty of options, and they're delicious. That's the most important thing here. We're not talking about sad microwavable meals. Maybe like, I always say like the divorced dad brand type of microwavable meals. You know which brands I'm talking about. You can find them in your grocery store.
Let's just say they're in the grocery
sad
store.
Aisle. It's a sad aisle in the grocery store. Don't go in that aisle. Sign up for Factor and eat smart with a nice little discount, courtesy of your boys here at What Chaos. Eat smart at factormeals.com/whatchaos50 off and use code WhatChaos50 off to get 50% off your first box. Plus, get a load of this. Free breakfast for 1 year. That's code WhatChaos50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready to eat meals delivered with Factor. This offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
That is incredible. Everybody do what Kirk Avery has done and what I did as well, which is go on Instagram, go to Judy Jupiter's profile, and see who who follows them. Kirk Avery says, my mother-in-law follows Judy Jupiter. For me, it's my acquaintance Kyrie Irving follows Judy Jupiter.
Mine, Judy Jupiter, is followed by Ian Fidance, who is a very funny guy, and Wayne Jetski.
Okay, who's Wayne Jetski?
He works for Barstool.
Okay. Sean?
Nice guy.
I don't have a single person that follows.
Sean's
me.
clean.
Wow. I mean, I don't like the idea that like knowing somebody that follows Judy Jupiter makes you dirty.
It's fewer. It's again, I say keep a small Wikipedia page if you can.
Sean, I hate to break it to you, but you know somebody who follows Judy Jupiter.
One of you two?
That'd be me.
Oh.
I just follow Judy Jupiter.
Yeah,
I've been sold.
Do you one better? I got her email, and
I also got her email because it's
drafting
on her bio.
Yes, drafting an email to her. Should I say subject San Jose Sharks interview, and the message is Judy, you legend, loved your video, want to come on our show?
Fuck yes.
I don't like what you said about the Wikipedia page thing, by the way.
What do you mean?
I want a long Wikipedia page.
Well, you want to accomplish things, but you don't want everyone to just, I don't know. I have a weird thing with like people thinking about me.
You chose the wrong profession for that then.
People don't fucking think about
they don't.
podcasters.
They
just
don't
listen
think
to
about
them.
us.
It's more like active thinking about. Like once the show's over, nobody gives a fuck about either one of us.
I guess that.
Yeah, like recently we saw someone was like a celebrity was getting married or whatever, and Pete was like, "Oh yeah, I think that they used to date." Like all that shit. Where like I don't. You guys can know that I'm from Boston. That's fine. Anything else? Who cares?
Chat's right.
I'm a
They have
nobody.
your email.
Yeah, the chat does have my email, which made me very sad. You know what makes me very happy? Talking to the great Jim Hiller. Here is our conversation. We did it right before the season started, so there's maybe a little more pep in the step than there probably would be if we talked to anybody from the Kings right now. But hey, when you're the Oilers, you got to start slow, and that's what the Kings are. Here's our conversation with Jim Hiller. Honored to have head coach of the LA Kings, Jim Hiller, on the show. I feel like you should have tattoos. You strike me as a person. You have a vibe that. Do you?
No, I don't.
I thought you were going to show us.
I'm not a tattoo guy. What I can do though, we can get Mark Bergevin in here if we need to get some tattoos and some biceps. We can bring Berge in.
How intimidating is that, having a guy who's just that big?
Berge?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's massive.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time in the coach's room working with us. So we've got a good relationship with Berge, but he is the tattoo man. I'm tattoo free.
And I say that in a very complimentary way. Obviously, we're tattooed boys. Yeah. He has an adult tattoo, and I'm I've got whatever this is.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like, I know that you're like a big rock and roll guy and you like the heavier stuff and just like the way you carry yourself, I'm like, I could see that guy having a sleeve. But we hear the stuff about you being like you love Motley Crue, yeah?
Oh, that's my favorite, yeah.
Favorite?
Favorite, yeah. In fact, I suggested to Eddie. Eddie took over the music from Gabby. And I said, can you mix in a little Livewire from the 81 album, from the show album?
Yeah.
And so Livewire is kind of one of my favorite pregame anyways. Whenever I hear it in the pregame in the dressing room, that's kind of, I know we're going to have a good night. So I'm going to have a good night at least.
I was going to ask you what your favorite Motley Crue album is.
Oh, that would be hard. Shout at the Devil was the one that I really started listening to. And then once I liked it, went back. But yeah, I would say, On With the Show and Livewire, Too Fast for Love. Those are probably going the original.
Yeah,
Probably the best. Yeah.
Shout Out the Devil's amazing.
How weird is it as a coach, like as a big music guy, to kind of have the reins be in the hands of team DJs that can often change year to year?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't choose my music, I can tell you that. But surprisingly enough, you get into this certain generation, and probably their parents have played some of the older stuff. My kind of the age of some of these guys would be their fathers. So it kind of recycles itself. I'll tell you, Jordan Eberle, for one, Ebbs played the best music, and he said it was all his dad, the influence of his dad. So he hit the sweet spot of kind of my age group.
What would he play? We love Jordan Eberle.
Everything. All the old tunes. Yeah, all the old tunes.
One of the things that kept coming up when we were asking about you is that you also love the Kid Laroi. How did that come about?
That's the Motley Crue to the Kid Laroi. That's kind of a range, isn't it? That one was my kids. So they were probably 16 and 19 at the time. And, they got on to him, started playing songs, and I was like, oh, he's phenomenal. So, yeah, we got a chance to go and meet him and go to a concert out here, and we love his music. That's probably I probably listen to the Kid Laroi more than anything right now.
Really? That's awesome. I love that.
I was going to ask if you think like rock is dead, but maybe your answer is it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, it's all good. But really, the Kid Laroi for the new stuff is Kid Laroi. Zach Bryan, Kid Laroi. So.
Very cool. Very cool. We love when we get coaches and GMs because obviously like we like to have people on and get to know their personalities, but also like there's moments where we're like, holy shit, we get to talk to a hockey coach right now and ask about coaching. How much of your job is hockey and how much of it is just like other shit because you're in charge of so much?
I don't know what the breakdown would be, but I can tell you that I really do enjoy both. One's probably more coaching, the other one's probably more managing. The coaching is all the hockey stuff, and then the managing is the personalities on everybody on the team and the support staff. I would tell you I enjoy both equally, so I couldn't separate the two.
What about the cycle of like season, playoffs, off season? Like, does it all kind of bleed together, or is there really an off season for you where you can kind of turn it off, or is it just always the page turning to a different thing?
What I found is it doesn't happen until after July 1st. We have the free agency, then we have a development camp, and that's when you can start kind of really unwinding. The last 2 months are usually great, July and August. By the time end of August rolls around, you are kind of itching to get back into your rhythm. We've got kind of the circadian rhythm where, September starts and it's hockey time again, no matter what you're doing. So you would say, hey, could you enjoy another month off? And I would say, no, it's time to get back into the rink. Yeah.
How do you lead? Are you like lead by fear? Are you just kind of delegate? Like how in a perfect world you walk into the room, what's going on?
Yeah, I would think I'm a delegator. I think I try to be who I've always been. I don't try to. The coach has to make the final decisions, but I don't try to look at I'm the coach or the players. Kind of look at we're all just people here trying to accomplish the same thing. So, and I like to delegate. Like the assistant coaches, they run drills, do whatever. I think if you hear too much from the same person, at least you kind of get a little bit worn out from that person. So I think it's better to pick and choose your spots.
It's so funny. Like there's so many stories across different leagues. Like I'm thinking like football specifically. There are some guys who are good assistants or good coordinators, and then they became head coaches, and it's like, oh, well, what didn't work out? And then you hear the stories from the players, which is like, that they became a different person. They stopped being themselves. Like when you became the head coach, did you think like all right, like yes, it's a different gig, but like I've kind of got to be the same guy?
Yeah, that's it. And I think the players, I had a relationship with the players. They were probably evaluating me on that early, especially, and I hope I was the same person as I was before. And I think that probably is what worked for me, because if you're trying to be somebody you're not, I think people see through that, the players especially, because they understand, they spend so much time with you. They have a good sense of, we say it all the time, the players know before the coaches, whether it's a teammate, a line mate, a call-up, like they know first. And, you know, it's kind of like the wisdom of the crowd. You get a group of hockey players together, and they know what's going on. You can't fool anybody. And you make a mistake by trying to think you can.
How much harder is it going to be to delegate when Anze Kopitar isn't here as your captain anymore?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, there's such comfort in Kopi. There's just such comfort as a coach. He just maintains such an even keel. And it's always, you know, the times when maybe you played poorly the night before and you didn't win, and now you're playing the next night and it's a big game. It's probably the worst time for a coach. How are we going to respond? And with Kopi, the guys are ready. He's ready. There's no panic. He's just been through it. And I've seen the team respond over and over again. I think if you looked at some of our statistics, usually, you know, coming after a loss, we're really good. And we don't try to lose too many in a row. Okay, I know we did in the playoffs. You can ask me about that. But that really falls on him. And the other leaders, Drew and some of the other guys in the room for sure, but it's just Kopi's demeanor. So when we lose that, we're going to have to hope that, you know, Drew can fill the void. Some of the younger players can fill the void. Phil Deneau, but it will be a massive loss to the entire organization. Such a class act.
It's funny you say that, and you say we can ask about the playoffs, which we won't kill you on it because, I mean, you experienced it and everything.
He's an Oilers fan.
Like,
Oh, is that right? Oh, so
I'm an
he's
Oilers
waiting.
fan and a massive Kings appreciator. Love everybody here. Really was thrilled for you guys when you got Cody Ceci. You got an absolute great one.
We got
but,
another ex-Oiler.
I was watching Pete's television show, the Face Off show, and I don't know if you saw it, but after we love Q, but after like the Q moment, the next day at breakfast, they're sitting there, and Kopitar says to Byfield, like, what are you, mic'd up or something? Like, speak.
Yeah, I haven't seen that or heard about that, but that would be just a great example. Like Kopi can score 3 goals or have a poor night for himself. You wouldn't know the difference. You wouldn't know the difference between the period after the game, the next day. He just has enough faith and belief in himself that he just knows, I'm just going to go be good today. I'll be good tomorrow. And if I'm not great, I'll be good the next day. And I think it's such a great example. You know, a lot of people have said for Quentin, that's a good example. But I think there's plenty of other players on our team that can learn from that type of example. Just have enough faith and confidence in yourself that, you know, it'll come back. My game will come back. I'll get over this mistake, whatever it might be. And that's another thing I've come to really appreciate from. It's just such a quiet confidence.
How much of, I mean, like when shit hits the fan for either side, whatever, we spend days on it. We spend weeks on it. We spend months on it or whatever. And when I see that moment from Kopitar, I'm like, right, they have a game to play, like literally tomorrow, and they're trying to win the series here. Like, how much time do you spend on that stuff? Like when there is a bad moment, when there is a bad bounce?
Well, I mean, it's human nature to you know, dwell on it. I would say a little bit. You can't help but not. But then it's somebody in the room, whether it's me or one of the other assistant coaches or video coaches, that says, "Oh, I mean, it's done." And ultimately, it is. But you do have to work yourself to that point that it's done. And so I would say we probably have our moment for the night, and we start fresh the next day. I would say that's probably the most typical way that it goes. Is the next day we start fresh. Let's go.
How online are you, and how online do you want your players to be?
I'm online. I don't know. I guess I don't know the scale. I'm online for sure because I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the league and with different teams. You actually get a lot of good information. So I'm online to that degree. Our players, you'd like them probably not to be, but I think that probably most of them are. So I don't think you can really. They have to come to whatever those things are on their own. Or again, a guy like Kopi or somebody saying, "Man, I would stay off that." You know, however he carries himself. You know what I mean? I think that would have a lot more weight than the coaches or the organizations trying to beat those personal things into the players. You got to come to that on your own, or take some good advice from a teammate.
I love asking this question to coaches, but what's your relationship with analytics?
I've been interested in that for a long, long time. That's a very broad brush when you say analytics. I've been interested in thinking about it in a lot of different ways, in evaluating some of the stuff that's out there currently for myself, from what I see, comparing it against, not just going eye test versus analytics, but actually, looking at it and maybe putting context or numbers around those situations myself, and then just seeing kind of where things might line up or where they might miss, where some of the gaps are. And so I've enjoyed it for that more than anything else.
It's also like such a buzzword though. Like it's like borderline pejorative at this point, where a coach makes a decision and people don't understand it. They're like, well, it must be analytics. Stupid analytics is ruining the sport. So like, are you maybe like defensive of the analytics conversation?
No, I'm not at all. I think it's been good in a number of ways. It's opened up the game, insights, ways to think about the game, maybe that weren't talked about before. Doesn't mean that that's all accurate, but it certainly opens up a conversation to think about the game maybe a little bit more deeply and understand why that might be accurate or why that may not be accurate. So I think it's been good for sports in general, only because it's brought more people in. It's got more people passionate about the game. It's given them it's given them some information to argue amongst themselves with. And whereas before it was strictly opinions, now you can add some of this in here. Well, I got this, I can add some of this in here. So it's made the arguments probably a little bit more broad, and I think that's probably good for the game. Now, from a coaching's perspective or an organization's perspective, I think you have to make sure that you're doing your own work and understanding where things might be able to help you in evaluating and maybe where they break down. And that might be different than kind of what the discourse is.
It probably helps though with, I don't know, at least like if you're online or the shit that you hear or fans or whatever, because like what's always fascinated me with like fans is that we're just trying to relate to what's going on, and we don't know your system. We don't have it memorized. We don't know where, okay, in this team, like where would the F1 be, like all this stuff. So we watch the team lose, and what we can relate to is losing and failing. And ultimately, like, if I mess something up, I say, like, I fucked it up. I'm an idiot. I'm whatever. So typically it's, they lost. They didn't have what it takes, whatever. And the more information they have, I don't know, I think at least maybe they can form more nuanced arguments versus, like, that guy sucks or this is what happened when that guy was out there.
That's it. So that's always subjective, and then you can look at goals, assists, penalty minutes, plus minus, some shots. That's what we did historically, right? We made up our minds and then said, see, because he didn't have any goals or assists. Now people can make different arguments, which is, again, I think great for the sport because it makes it more broad. It makes you think more deeply. Now, are those arguments always correct? Because some of the things that you're talking about, where people should have been and why things happened a certain way, isn't always captured in some of those numbers. But I think it's great. It's broadened the knowledge and the understanding for the fans and probably for all hockey people.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you think that there's anything that's particularly misrepresented about your team or your system that maybe kind of is put out there by the media or writers or anything?
No, I think, it's been pretty clear we've been a real strong defensive team for some time. I think last year we were first or second, something like that. And I think always the argument is if you're a strong defensive team, that means you can't be a good offensive team. And because there is a balance you can strike. But I think, what we've tried to do over the last few years is still maintain a strong defensive presence and score more without giving this up. And I think last year we might end up, I don't know, let's look at the numbers. Call them what they want. If you want to call them analytics, I don't know. I think we were mid-pack in the league in goals. And that was a pretty good step for us. And our power play didn't perform that well. So what we see it is the goal differential. That's really the most important. So we could probably score more and give up more, and if it nets out to be less, then we don't like that. But I don't think we're in a situation where with our team that we cannot score or we just don't score. the goals are coming and we're not giving up anything defensively, that's a pretty good recipe.
Favorite movie is Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, and you guys aren't talking to Kopi. I've talked to Kopi now for a year and a half, so he's committed to watching Good Will Hunting on the plane this year, and then having a nice long discussion with me about the movie. You guys you're Boston guys,
yes.
so Good Will Hunting's right in your wheelhouse. What a movie! The whole story, them writing it, the whole thing is. I can't imagine there'll be a movie that ever comes along that I would knock Good Will Hunting out of the number one home.
He actually wrote it. This is Matt Damon.
Yeah,
that's
every
that could
single
be.
day of my life, I've been told that.
Matt Damon, in 1994.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's amazing. You got any more for him?
No, I mean that's about it for me. Yeah.
Okay, Jim, we wanted to have you on forever. Like, we love the Kings guys, and we always ask them, like, hey, who's fun on the team or whatever, and they're like, like, coaches are busy and stuff, but if you could ever have Jim Hiller, he's a great conversation, and you've definitely proven to be. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time.
Yeah, and great to meet you guys. Yeah, I don't listen. Maybe I will. I don't know on this one for sure. I'm not into UTAS, like the social media and stuff like that. Don't really do podcasts and stuff like that, but you guys are doing really well. They told me you guys got a good thing going, so congratulations.
I
to you
mean,
guys.
95% of our episodes are about Cody Cece.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, we've
love
had
it.
Cody on multiple times. We've had his dog Hugo.
Oh, is that right?
On the show. Have
Yeah.
you met Hugo yet?
No, I haven't. No.
Hugo's a gem.
Is
Just
that
a
right?
Yeah, won the fastest dog competition one of the years when Cody was.
Is that
on.
right? So who leads the conversation on that one?
I mean, he's a Frenchie, so typically it's just like a lot of snorting,
Yeah, right, I
struggling
can
to be
imagine,
alive.
yeah.
But we're like, take your time. Like, we're here whenever you want to talk.
Okay. Well, I hope I did better than Hugo. If I did that, then we had a good episode.
Jim Hiller, folks,
Legend.
the best. Want to have him. We got him, and we didn't kill him for the. We could have gloated, or I could have gloated about Oilers stuff, but I want the Kings to do well. They're not off to the best start, I would say. Trevor Moore, maybe not the greatest breakaway I've ever seen, but they've come back from down 3 goals twice in the span of a week.
Yeah.
They lost both games.
Yeah.
but,
Exactly. Yeah.
but
how'd that go?
they've gotten points out of both those games. He rocks.
Chat behave.
What are they saying? They're doing some funny stuff. They're doing some stuff about maybe his future. Do you feel any different about whether or not he should have tattoos after speaking to him for a little while?
No, I feel like he's the kind of guy who, like, if he was wearing long sleeves, you could be like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had tattoos, but like he carries himself so well too, and like is so well spoken that I can see why he wouldn't have tattoos.
Exactly. I adjusted a little bit to wouldn't surprise me if he did, but I went in being like, that guy should have like stuff on his knuckles, which apparently
I was gonna say,
Sabres
we didn't even
studio
talk
host.
about this.
I forget.
Brian Duff.
Brian Duff. Yeah.
Brian Duff. Was that real? Was that a Halloween costume?
No, that was real, and he this year got knuckle tattoos.
Like not like within the last couple of weeks.
During the season?
During the season, I believe. Because I don't think
I
he
don't
was
know
there.
the exact timeline, but I know that they're new to this season because I thought I was going insane last night watching that game. Saw the knuckle tattoos and I was like, I do not remember this guy having knuckle tattoos in the past. I don't know if these are real. I don't know if these are new. I just got to throw it out there. Apparently they're new, and they're his daughter's names on his knuckles.
Well, that's beautiful. That's lovely.
I
Look,
believe it's Fee and Izzy that I had
Yes,
seen.
correct. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
That
Next
is-
to Marty Biron with the most piercing blue eyes and thick French Canadian accent ever. Like all of a sudden, Sabres intermission report, biggest vibe in the continental United States.
that is just something. And when this show is in syndication and reruns are playing in 40 years, when everybody has knuckle tattoos, we're gonna sound so lame for being like, well, that's something you don't see every day, but that's pretty cool. Damn. More knuckle tattoos out there.
the Sabres are like becoming like a prison yard team, man. Like they are
Little
fighting, they're defending each other. Their analysts have knuckle tattoos. Shit might be turning around up there.
Yeah. But you got, I think a couple of the younger kids on the Sabres are kind of just assholes. Like Peyton Krebs and
Yeah. Oh,
Zach,
yeah.
Benson
Zach Benson?
are just
Yeah.
like dicks.
But
and I love
that's
it.
what they need.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
you want
no,
out
I
of Zach
fucking I want
Benson.
it's everything I want and more.
They're so back. About 10 minutes after we posted a clip, by
Honestly.
the way, yesterday, asking if the Sabres were back, the Sabres lost by more than one goal, by
Yes,
the way.
I should have.
That was a heartbreaker.
I should have talk you off that ledge. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm a huge like puck line Jesus. Like empty net is going to get you that 2 goals to cover the puck line. So I should have advised against it, but it ended up being a close game. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
like
good hockey last night altogether. I would say the
Sabres are battling. Like that wasn't an embarrassing loss.
Yeah,
by any means.
I still enjoyed that game. All things considered. So
okay.
Good vibes.
Well, we've got Jersey news, and we love ourselves some Jersey developments. The Colorado Avalanche have unveiled a specialty jersey for their 30th anniversary that they will wear 7 times this season. It looks like this. It is a Quebec Nordiques jersey. They are going to wear the Nordiques jersey 7 times this season, starting Thursday against the Hurricanes when the Hurricanes... What? Oh, when the Hurricanes wear Whalers jerseys.
Yes.
Okay. Rivalry renewed. You see there Thursday, October 23rd at Ball Arena. First of all, we normally do like a, hey, what do we think of how these look? But they're just Nordiques jerseys. The big conversation is going to be a conversation that I'm tired of, even though I think I don't even ever have it, which is the wearing the stolen jersey.
Okay, so before we get into that, I do want to say these jerseys have the same collar as the New York Rangers jerseys that they just debuted, the Centennial ones, the gigantic baby bib looking white collar. It just does not translate from the old jersey style to like the V-neck style to this for like whatever format jersey. It doesn't work.
I mean, it's really like, generally speaking, I don't have a problem with it in the way that DJ does, but that is clearly just a product of them having to fit that fucking shield in the
Oh yeah,
collar.
and I don't have a problem with that collar the way that Pete does.
I do.
I do. I think it's too
my
thick.
problem is with the shield forcing them to have to do weird things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem. I think the collar is too thick. Like you see the jersey over your shoulder, like that's nice and thin. That's a solid collar on that Nordique jersey. But yeah, I mean, individual, like I don't mind I like the shield. I think I actively like the shield being on the jerseys.
But the
But it ruined it
option
here.
the option is they could do, if you throw it back up, Sean, they could do the white collar and have the shield part of it. But it would be that I think would be uglier, honestly, than doing a thick collar and then putting the shield below.
Yeah, I don't
Do it
think
like
they had an
this.
option.
Like
But
this is how like the Flames do it. This is how the Bruins do it. They do like the very, very thin one, rather than
that's not the
doing the
jersey.
thing that takes up the entirety right here.
I agree generally when
Yeah,
you're
I
designing a jersey, but like they are not designing a new jersey. They're copying a design.
No,
And
I
so,
know,
like-
but
Yeah, and
but
it's
it's
closer-
a new version of, like under this format. Like the Bruins did a new version of their '80s jersey.
Yeah,
And
I mean, they could-
changed the collar so that it would look
yeah.
good. Like you can easily
They
do
could
a
have,
new
yeah.
Nordiques jersey and just have this be white.
But
I don't know if
I'm
these
not
are
gonna-
new versions,
Yeah,
though. I
that's
feel
what
like
I'm
they're
saying.
trying to do as close to
replicas,
that
yeah.
jersey as possible. And
They just got-
I think that you're both right and you're both wrong. Like I absolutely hear what Pete's saying, and I think it would look better if they did.
Oh,
that.
I agree. I
But
agree 100%. But
I
that's
think
clearly
that
not what they were trying to do.
You're right when you say if they're copying and pasting an Nordiques jersey onto the current jersey that is the current canvas that's given to them, it ends up looking like that. And it stinks, but it's again, it's all because the NHL needs to have the stupid shield there. How do you feel about teams who relocated using the branding of the previous location?
It's bad behavior. Like sometimes it gets a little overblown. I got annoyed by the Hurricanes and how often they went back to the Whalers. Well, and I still find it a little bit weird. I find it weird that like the Nordiques and Whalers are playing each other in like a full desecration bowl and a full like we're gonna piss on this grave and pretend. It feels like cosplaying.
Yes,
in a
that's
weird
my
way.
yes. I think it's ridiculous. You're being ridiculous, and if you want to be ridiculous, God bless. This is the show to do it. But you're being ridiculous, and everybody watching will observe that you're being silly. And if someone says, "Hey, did you go to the game last night? What'd you think?" You'd say it was kind of weird. They were dressed up like other teams.
It also like there should be one of those teams in any given game. There should not be two teams pretending like they're playing a game from the 80s. What I will say is like that game is going to look fucking unbelievable because both of those jerseys are 10 out of 10.
It's like a Civil War reenactment. That's what it's like. Because like you're a guy now, and you're dressing up as something like, are they gonna? We've said this before on throwback nights. Like, are they gonna smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, they should.
Are they gonna drink in the locker
I was
room?
gonna
Fans
say,
should have to wear suits.
they-
Players should be able to smoke cigarettes on the bench.
like treat this like the Winter Classic. Like I want to see Bednar in like a fucking fedora, and I want to do like, I know that Nesson at one point this year they did like a throwback broadcast. Maybe it was last year.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do it, fucking lean in.
Right.
Like make it old timey. Make it like the worst score bug I've ever seen, and maybe like add some noise to the camera.
Oh, I'm totally down with that idea. Like make the entire aesthetic like it's a throwback game.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, because otherwise it does just feel like we're wearing costumes to the game today.
Have fewer concessions as well.
Yeah, make them really cheap and it's just peanuts and hot dogs.
Yeah.
I have no time for Quebec or Hartford fans that are upset. I don't care about your upsetness at all, in the slightest.
Why is that?
Because the jerseys are sick. And I am 27 years old, wasn't around for the Nordiques or the Whalers, have no emotional attachment to them. I want to see sick jerseys.
It just feels a little bit dirty for a team to take a team out of another city and then be like, but we're going to wear your clothes. Like it's like going to an estate sale after somebody's like dead and then like running into one of their family members and you're just head to toe in their dead family member's clothes and then acting like it's wrong for them to be upset about it.
I mean,
That's a bad example,
sell
though,
the clothes,
because if you did the estate sale, they sold you the clothes.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
fans did not sell the team. So I understand the fans
Okay, so
being like,
instead of an estate sale, the person died, you ransacked their house, took all their wardrobe, and then like ran into their family member and you were wearing all their clothes.
there you go. Not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they're upset. I just personally do not care.
Sean, how would
Clubber's
you feel?
making a good
Different.
asking
Nope,
a
not
good
the same
question.
thing. Not the same thing.
Clubber's asking a
It
very
is not the
valid
same
question.
thing.
Would you support Utah
no,
wearing the Kachinas
There is a
jersey?
clear distinction there.
Why?
Because they took that they're different. Like technically speaking, they're different franchises. They don't have the rights to any of that stuff. The history of the Arizona Coyotes has been like capsuled and still exists to be picked up by another Arizona franchise later.
Well, what
is not the case
what
in
I'm
these two.
saying is that I think that like every team should hold, like it should be law that every team holds onto their branding even if they lose that team.
That's fine, but there is like a paper technical difference in between Utah and
Okay, so remove the
moving
paper element of it all. Would it upset you if you saw the Utah Mammoth, wearing Coyotes jerseys if they just like in a year or two they decided to wear Coyotes jerseys for a day?
Which,
Well,
by the way, if
probably
you did
gonna happen.
Kachina with
that'd be fucking
Mammoth
stupid.
colors,
No, it would suck.
oh no, it would
It
rock.
would suck. You need more. There's not enough colors. You need more. Like you need the black, green, brown. You need all of the colors that are in the Kachina.
We can
thing.
find a couple more colors.
I-
You're already stealing someone's jersey. They can do whatever they want.
I think it's hard for me to detach it from the circumstance. The Kachina, but like my point being, I want to see cool jerseys. The Kachinas were the best jerseys in hockey, so like it would be cool to see those in hockey again. But the reality is the reality, and you can't separate it from the context. Technically, it's different, and also like there is a little bit. I guess I don't know how Carolina and Colorado fans act, and I'm not saying Clubbers does this, but there are a lot of Utah fans that like to shit all over Arizona for no apparent reason. So I don't really like, it's a little different.
JKR Devil has a point of view that I hadn't really thought of or like heard about too much. Is like it's also insulting to the fans of the current team. It's like lusting after your ex.
Nah.
I don't know how many fans feel that way. Like I know Carolina Hurricanes fans love when they wear
I was
the
gonna
Whalers
say
jersey,
that's much more of like
as they should, because like their team constantly changes their uniforms every damn day, and they still have yet to find as good a uniform as the one that they took from Hartford.
I think wearing it's more of like a Mr. Steal Your Girl type thing. It's like don't you wish you still had this? I'm wearing the cool jersey now. Because like Canes fans, they don't. Why wouldn't you be happy that you're wearing a cool jersey?
Okay, Pete is out on this for ethical reasons. I'm out on this for just it being a little too silly even for my liking. Adding to the silliness of this all, Sean, could you post what the Colorado Avalanche accompanied this announcement with? That's right, folks. The Colorado Avalanche did a jersey explainer graphic for a jersey that has been around for 4,000 years. If you're listening,
this is why they should have a new collar.
They are pointing to the igloo logo and explaining what that is. They're explaining things about Quebec, about provinces. They're explaining things about Quebec history and culture. It doesn't make you look any better when you explain that none of this shit has to do with the Colorado Avalanche.
That part's very funny to me.
But also at the same time, hockey is for everyone, including new fans who might not know this shit. But you can look that up on the internet.
But, I mean, jersey explainers, we are famously out on jersey explainers. But it gets a little extreme when you're doing a jersey explainer for a jersey that was around forever. Although, in fairness, when the Nordiques first unveiled that jersey, we didn't have jersey explainers.
That's true.
Yeah,
this is the first time that jersey's ever been explained. Colorado Avalanche, thank you very much.
Our issues with jersey, our shared problem with jersey explainers has started to deviate, because my problem with jersey explainers is when you clearly are coming up with reasonings for a cool design thing. Like the problem with this one is just that this jersey's been around. But if this had been a new jersey, I wouldn't have any problem with this jersey explainer, because there are actual, like, they're explaining actual, like, purposeful decisions, not just being like, this was cool and now we need to explain why.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this jersey explainer. I think it's a new brand of jersey explainer. It is less like, oh God, it's less eye-rolly. It's just more ridiculous.
I have a problem with it just because it's like, no shit. It's like, yeah, the Fleur de Lis, or however you say it, like, that's a French thing.
Okay.
I'll tell you what,
Brandon 53 is, I'm on Brandon 53's side. This might be an unpopular take. I think that the Colorado Avalanche's logo is better than the Nordique's logo.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
The
Avs
jersey,
logo is very good.
I think,
the
dare I
uniform
say,
of the Nordiques is way cooler than the Avs, but the Avs have a cooler logo.
dare I say, I don't like using these words, and I've sat on this because no one wants to hear it. I think the Nordiques jersey is like 1% overrated. It's awesome.
I think that's fair.
It's awesome. But, like, I don't think you need to pull out all these stops and upset all these people over the Nordiques jersey. Like, you could still put him in the NHL shop. We'll still buy him. It's a throwback. That's fun. But you're doing all this shit and you're starting like 19-minute conversations that we've had about this over the Nordiques jersey. Really, Avalanche? What you normally wear, as Pete said, is better. I agree with you, Pete.
Yeah. Okay.
They just more teams need to do like interesting shit. Like the fact that they have the flowers along the bottom, that's a nice touch. Otherwise, yeah, I'd agree that it might be a slightly
I'll
overrated
tell you
jersey.
what. While we're on the topic of these jersey explainers and this genre of jersey explainer, I would accept this jersey explainer for every uniform. There are two things explained, and it's the shit that's on the jersey.
The two things.
What's that in the middle? What's that along the bottom? Oh, this is that. This is that.
It's a very useful and succinct jersey explainer.
If the Bruins put out a jersey explainer when they did their rebrand and they were like, that's the B. It's got spokes on it. We call it the spoked B. It's if you ever hear spoked B and you're wondering what's that, those little lines are spokes, like on a bicycle. Right. And the B stands for Boston, not bicycle. Understand the confusion. As for the stripes, it's just to kind of break up the jersey a little bit. End of the thing. End of the explanation. There's holes on the bottom. That's how you pull it down over your head so you can get in there.
Let the jersey breathe a little bit.
Another thing, by the way, I was second straight year of wanting to wear more jerseys in the fall because we get all these jerseys and buy all these jerseys for the show and then we never wear them. So good on you, Pete, for actually getting some use out of it. I was rocking my reverse retro Darnell Nurse the other day. It was a great time, but I was reminded, don't do fight straps on the premium jerseys.
The most ridiculous.
On like the consumer grade jersey, don't do fight straps. I'm not going to get in a fight. I'm not going to wear it when I'm playing hockey. Just don't put them on the authentic pros. Absolutely. Don't do fight straps. Like, that's a throwback one. It doesn't have fight straps.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, they didn't have fight straps when Ray Bourque was playing in 1990.
Yep.
So
Nope, no fight
no
strap.
need. He's wearing it for fashion, folks. Last thing on the uniforms, and this pivots from the Avalanche and Hurricanes wearing throwbacks to the Hurricanes wearing their current away jerseys. I can't remember the conversation that we had when these were first revealed. I'm sure we rolled our eyes in some way, shape, or form.
I just said dog shit.
I do remember mocking up how they could have been better. I think what I did was I put the shoulder patch as the main jersey, as the main crest.
We loved Stormy.
Yeah, trying to get more Stormy on there. Yeah. That's right. So dicking around with that a little bit. I remember not being a fan. I've watched a couple of games of the Hurricanes on the road. I'll choose my words carefully. I really like these things in action. I don't care if I get my ass positively kicked for this one.
You like them in action, in part, I'm assuming, because you can't see the details.
Right. Well,
yes, big part of it.
He likes them in action because he doesn't pay enough attention to notice the bad details.
Not doesn't
Can't
pay
see
enough
the-
attention.
can't
see
Because
the-
you can't see them. Because I tweeted yesterday, look, I want fewer opinions and more ideas, but an opinion I have is I kind of like these jerseys. And Pete pointed out how bad the black lettering looks on the numbers on the black against the red.
You can't see him on TV. You
Agreed.
can't.
And I couldn't see it on TV. I was like, I didn't know what you were talking
How are you
about.
going to get upset if you can't see it?
You cannot see the black numbers on TV at all. So, like, you cannot identify players from the side. That is a horrible, horrible design choice.
Yeah.
What I will say, in defense of DJ, I believe that these base jerseys are better than I gave them credit for at the outset.
Agree. Yes.
The base jersey is pretty cool. Like, I like the sleeves. I like the design. There are a few design elements that I would absolutely change. Number one, the black numbers on the sleeves need to go. That crest stinks.
Yep.
They need to have a better logo or a better crest.
Use the real fucking logo.
And here's my big take on these as a whole. The Carolina Hurricanes are the best team at using a non-white helmet on the road. The red helmet on those jerseys is better than the white. It absolutely rocks. There are some teams that wear a non-white helmet at home these days, and they look fucking ridiculous. I'm looking at you, the Washington Capitals. The Capitals wear that navy helmet with their white jerseys, and it looks so stupid. So stupid. I think that the Sharks wearing the teal can kind of work, but nobody does it better than the Carolina Hurricanes. Their red helmet will look so good on the road.
I think I agree with that part. I just, my biggest issue with these has always been kind of like the two-tone, like not having white. Like, I just don't like how the black lays on top of the red without having anything to break it up, which is the problem with the numbers. It's the problem with the crest. And like the Stormy it's like so red and white, and then everything else is red and black. But I like how the sleeves and the lines, the red on the black look when it's around the white. It's just the black on the red without any white to break it up just looks real bad.
Yeah, the black on the red looks bad on the sleeves, but
And the logo.
I think the reason I like this jersey and respect this jersey, and I'm giving the Hurricanes the benefit of the doubt, which you should not do with their jerseys, is it's pretty punk rock in that it does not adhere to our norms. It's got a lot of shit going on the arms, nothing here. Like, Sean, pull up the collar. What do you think's on it?
Nothing? No
They're
collar.
it's just doing straight nothing on the collar and absolute madness on the arms.
It's a great jersey design. Like, jersey design. The details suck.
I agree.
Like,
So I think I like watching it in action, though, which is not something that I foresaw. I believe when this came out, we were all in agreement that they did a not amazing job with it. Okay, we have to do a Mittlestadt Minute. We are overdue for a Mittlestadt Minute on this show, brought to you by I Kid, but at some point, maybe we do enough of these and we can sell the Mittlestadt Minute. So who is Casey Mittlestadt, you ask? He's a guy who plays for the Boston Bruins, formerly of other teams.
is employed by the Boston Bruins.
He's employed by the
a good
Boston
point.
Bruins because he does not always play for the Boston Bruins. On Sunday night, Casey Mittlestadt, he of the Charlie Coyle trade, he of the Bo Byram trade, he of high draft pick selection, he of
No
World
pull-ups?
Juniors. Is he a no pull-up guy?
He of 0 pull-ups and like a number of very, very humiliating photos.
Yep.
Yes, and he of I've been positive, and I think everyone's been positive, you more so than me, like, don't give up on Casey Mittlestadt. Like, Casey Mittelstadt's going to be an awesome NHL player.
Oh, I
And-
don't put those words in my
Really?
mouth. I never said that.
Really? You were not a
no.
Mittelstadt guy?
I said, like, give him a chance, worth taking a shot on, especially if you're the Bruins. What else you
Oh,
got
no,
to
no,
lose?
I mean like 2-3 years ago. You
Ah.
were out on him pretty...
I liked the Mittelstadt for Bowen Byram trade for both teams.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean, that
say
was broken toy for broken toy.
Yeah.
Some of the most fun trades
One of those
are that.
toys
But
a
the
lot more
book on
broken out of
Mittelstadt has always been the book on Mittelstadt, and he has just not proven it wrong.
Okay, the book being a lot of talent, a lot of skill. You might not always know what you're getting from him night to night. So he was healthy scratched Sunday in Utah, and I sent you guys a text that probably felt dramatic in the moment, but I feel no less dramatic about it, which is like, that is so fucking bad. The Bruins are so desperate for anybody who can be like they're just going to audition their second line center job all season long. And the fact that one of the ideal guy to take that job and become a good top 6 player is getting health bombed in the second week of the season. Oh my goodness. So things are not going great for Casey Mittelstadt in Boston so far. He has 8 points in 24 games as a Bruin, which honestly is better than I would expect. On Frankly Hockey, our dear friend Frank Saravalli had Craig Button on and was discussing, would Casey Mittelstadt be a trade option for teams that need a center? And just buckle up. You'll think at the beginning of this that you don't need your seatbelt on, and
Buddy,
then
do you?
You're going to get a jolt, so buckle up.
There's such a lack of centers. Can Casey Mittelstadt be one of those guys?
Well, I don't think he can be a number 2 center. I think that the Colorado Avalanche made a horrific trade moving Bowen Byram. They were trying to replace Nazem Kadri. I get what they were trying to do. Casey Mittelstadt was not the right guy. Now, I'm going to be really straightforward. I've watched Casey for a long time. I don't think it's about Casey lacking skill. I think it's about Casey lacking competitive spirit. So if you want a player with a little bit of skill that can tease you a little bit, that doesn't compete, Casey's your guy. If you're interested in winning, and the Boston Bruins are interested in winning, the Colorado Avalanche are interested in winning, I'm not going anywhere near Casey Mittelstadt.
Sean, we had a graphic earlier on in the show. If you want to throw that up, what are we looking at here? What's that, Pete?
It's good analysis, honestly. Craig Button, I think, very fiery, but like that's the book on Casey Mittelstadt. It has been. And it's interesting though, because like I forgot that Casey Mittelstadt had been traded for Charlie Coyle. I forgot that like Coyle was the piece that went back to Colorado. That was kind of the book on Charlie Coyle for a while in Minnesota before the Bruins traded for him. Like a lot of Minnesota Wild fans were like, he'll show you the flash of skill, but the consistency's not there. The compete's not there every night, and he can just no-show. And maybe it doesn't look as bad as sometimes it does for Mittelstadt. And I also have more faith in, well, like it's obviously easy to say that because it has happened. Like Charlie Coyle rounded out his game and became a really useful middle 6 player for the Boston Bruins. And like when he wasn't showing the skill, the compete was there, the grit was there, and he was a very, very good player. I don't know if Casey Mittelstadt has that in him or profiles as that kind of player. They're two very different players. But it is interesting. Like I would not give up on Casey Mittelstadt. And there will be teams so desperate for center help, and I guess like if you just want to say forward help, that maybe they'll take a shot at Mittelstadt. But like the Bruins were one of those teams, and they're health bombing him 2 weeks into the season.
That's such a good way of putting it, which is if you're in the situation where you're coveting Casey Mittelstadt, you have exact proof of concept.
Like
on what happens when
the Bruins took
Yeah.
that chance.
Damn.
Yeah. Like if he can't, I'm not saying that he can't crack the Bruins lineup, but if the Bruins are deciding on certain nights that they are better off without Casey Mittelstadt, how much is he going to help your team?
We are going to the Boston Bruins game tonight, Pete. We're going to hit the wait, that's not true. Did Stacey Fay? Is that real news? I believe he was skating.
He was. Corey Perry was skating.
Okay, we might have some.
Per Zach Dooley, Corey Perry will make his LA Kings debut tonight in St. Louis.
I'm not going to the Bruins game anymore.
What's the timing on that game? Because they're in St. Louis, it's probably like an 8 o'clock start.
Yeah, we jump on the
It might be staggered
8 p.m.
enough that we can like
8
watch.
p.m. Oh,
You're at a 7:30 start on national TV though,
Oh yeah, that's
so they're
true.
gonna start around the same time.
We can work something out.
yeah, we'll work something out. Let's just make sure our phones are charged and we can pull things up and experience ESPN Plus on our phone, which I think will be better than on Samsung because iPhone, not Samsung device. What was I going to say? Going to the Bruins game tonight. We'll hit the team store. You don't have a Bruins jersey yet. You don't have a new one yet.
No.
I was like,
Yeah.
I
Famously-
basically have the new one, and I'm currently wearing it.
Are you tempted? Are you planning on getting something?
I may be inspired, but
I love the idea of going to a non-playoff team's game and saying, wow me, and I'll get something.
yeah, I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes either.
Tanner Jeannot jersey.
I don't think I think I've thrown the idea of the Tanner Jeannot jersey out of my brain. maybe a Morgan Geekie jersey could be on the table.
Morgan Geekie is good because it's fun, but it's also a little serious.
Right. And like I was the Morgan Geekie guy when he was on the Seattle Kraken and was pumped when the Bruins signed him.
Yes. We're figuring out scheduling stuff and planning with, we're going to do the Jersey stream again this year. We've already made the picks and locked in what Pete and I are getting for Sean, what Sean and Pete are getting for me, and what Sean and I are getting for Pete. And every week, my kind of hope for what you guys got me changes. Initially, I was like, I won't name too many names because I don't want to ruin.
Yeah,
the stream,
I have.
But like, I had a few names in mind where I was like, I'll be really happy if they got me this jersey. The more the time goes on, I'm like, if they got me a Nikita Zadorov Bruins jersey, I'm gonna be a very happy dude. But I'm tempted tonight.
Fraser Minton for me would be a really good one. Number one, because I really like Fraser Minton, and sticking it to the Leafs would be excellent behavior.
What you could do the what is Minton wear? Is he worth
93?
93.
39 is
Dyslexia.
Yeah. Well, 39 is Morgan Geekie.
Oh, there you go. Okay. You could do 93 and then like thank you Toronto.
I mean, there was a Leafs suck Habs jersey at last night's game in Buffalo.
Yep, it was. Well, the game was in Montreal.
Oh, the game was in Montreal. Okay, yeah. It was just a 67 Leafs suck Habs jersey behind the Buffalo bench. So fucking funny.
A real Max Pacioretty fan.
Oh, there he is. Sean had it ready to go. Love it.
Yeah, that was his wallpaper. Yeah, I'll be I think I'll be on my best behavior in the team store, but I don't know. That rules.
Like, what a fucking G this guy.
This guy knew what he had.
Knew when the camera
too,
was going to
just
be
turning
there.
away from the camera.
Knew when the camera was going to be on him. Could have done could have worn the jersey backwards, but he's like, no. I know
So
when
good.
my time's coming. I do love it.
Amazing. Fighting Amish says, is Pete wearing his Marchand Panthers jersey tonight? It is a shame that somehow we never got a Marchand Panthers jersey.
I did when I went to Sabres Bruins. I sent you guys a picture. There was at least one man walking into that arena with a Florida Marchand jersey.
Do you think we see a lot of Marchand Panthers jerseys tonight?
Probably.
Do you think we see any from Bruins fans?
Probably.
I think so. I think like Bruins fans will be,
That's fucking ridiculous behavior.
I mean,
it's a ridiculous world, Sean.
I don't think it's good behavior, but I
think it's active. You can't like a player for your team more than you like the team. Like
Ooh, I
you
think that
can, but
exists
like
now.
but like if you're a Bruins fan, you can't wear the other team's jersey that you're playing against just because of the player that used to be on your team. Like I think that's unacceptable behavior.
I would agree. The logo comes first.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Jordan Harris also a good option for a Bruins jersey
Oh,
if
a bang.
we do it.
Okay.
Legend. Scoring goals. Sean, give us a slate. What's it look like? Let's do a little slate grade, huh? This is a 10 gamer, and I'll tell you off the rip, I grade Tuesdays and Thursdays more harshly because you got so many teams in action on those nights, and I'm looking for like 4 good games, maybe 2 of which are amazing to be in the conversation.
For Tuesdays and Thursdays, every time slot has to have a banger.
That's a good way.
Except for the 7 p.m. because the 7 p.m. is like the appetizer for
East Coast shit.
7:30.
We don't watch the Eastern Conference.
It's like what's the Chili's thing? The triple dipper.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
yeah.
none of it's particularly good.
You know what
get a lot
it
of
is? It's Thursday night football. The 7 p.m.
Yeah.
game on Tuesday is like Thursday night football.
You know we're fucking hungry.
Yeah, right.
We'll take anything.
It's the first one of the night. It's
Give me
the first
Jags
one of the
Browns.
week. Just give me anything,
Yeah.
and I'll snack on it for a little bit before that 7:30 national.
So
game.
how about at 7 p.m. a Sheldon Keefe Bowl,
Oh,
That's a good one.
a David Clarkson Bowl, if you will. New Jersey Devils visit the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You've got the Oilers in Ottawa. Oilers got to start winning some games, man. I think that Jake Wallman will be in the lineup.
Yep.
Huge. That's my heart winner. Sharks at Islanders. That one I'm into.
yeah, that's got
We're gonna do a little
that's kids,
chat
that's
after
kids
this.
table.
That's got World Juniors written all over it.
That is
Yeah.
the kids table.
Yes, Vancouver at Pittsburgh. That's a someone Pedersen Bowl. Which Pedersen?
Marcus?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it that Pedersen? Okay. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You've got the Kraken at the Capitals. The Panthers at the Boston Bruins in Brad Marchand's homecoming. That one will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, United States and Canada. Kings at the Blues. That one is a Kings need to win that game bowl.
It's a Wayne Gretzky Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Corey Perry come to save the day.
Ducks at the Predators. Blue Jackets at Stars. That one is at, I believe, I'm squinting here, but Sean, that's at 9.
Blue Jackets Stars at 8 p.m.
Oh, 8 p.m. And then
Yeah, big jump.
a big jump to the tuck at 10, which is the Avalanche at Mammoth. The Avalanche will be wearing Avalanche jerseys.
The
and
Rocky
the Mammoth
Rocky Mountain Rumble.
will be wearing Mammoth jerseys. This one is definitely an A-. I was really angry about it out of the gate because I don't know how many of these games are good. If I were at home, I would probably spend more time watching the Kings and Blues than I would watch the Bruins and the Panthers, but I would want to see Marchand get whatever salute he's going to get. I think the Sharks and Islanders is fun for very stupid reasons. Other than that, like, Dallas is always worth watching, and the Blue Jackets are always worth watching. But
I think you need to give the talk a little more respect. Utah's won 3 straight at home. Like, they're kind of hot.
who'd they
Colorado
play
fucking
last?
rocks.
Boston Bruins? They didn't even have Casey Mittlestadt.
True. What would have happened? How things could have been different.
Yeah, I'll give you that's a pretty good.
I like that talk a lot.
Colorado, Utah, I like that as well. That's the Rocky Mountain Rumble.
Yep.
It's a Ian Cole Bowl.
No, thank you.
Yeah. It's an A-, though.
This is an A-, but you set it up with like an all-time. Ooh, you okay there? Almost just fell out of your chair. You set it up with like an all-time bad slate. I disagree. I think this has like 4 pretty good games. I will say I don't like going to Bruins games because then I miss the rest of the slate. I'm not that upset about missing the rest of the slate here.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
get home in time for the Colorado Utah.
Exactly, right.
someone in the chat did note it's unfortunate behavior that Corey Perry is debuting on the road
Well, I mean,
because you want him to get.
He kind of
that
already made his
boo.
debut.
he's going to get booed less here than he will at home.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we want to see him like in the
Oh,
starting
yeah.
lineup
Yeah.
and get booed.
That's
God,
right.
And then he can wear the jersey tomorrow.
Any?
So that's an A-. And do we like anything? That's the question
On
I
the
ask.
board?
We'll make a graphic off that. It'll be just the same thing. The what are we looking at? Except it'll say what do we like here. Brought to you by Sports Interaction and Sportsbook and Casino, or Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook, Sports Interaction, Ontario only. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. I do have something that I like. Do you have something you like?
I don't.
I have 2 things I like.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean,
Hit
Sharks
me.
and Islanders, the over is 6.5.
Love
And
that.
The Sharks have, they've played some low-scoring games because they were shut out 3-0 against the
Yeah.
Penguins. But I promise you, if they were playing a better team, they would have been shut out 6-0.
And if they are winning by a goal late in the third period, you can guarantee there are 2 more goals coming because the Sharks are going to let up the
Yeah, the
game-tying
game-tying-
goal and
exactly.
the game-winning goal to the other team because the San Jose Sharks do not want to win games and they are so good at not winning games.
Yeah, that's really where you want it. You want there to be 5 or 6 goals having been scored with the Sharks holding on to a lead with like 3 minutes left. Oh, yeah.
Sean talks about loving puck line Jesus and like these empty
Give it
net
empty
goals.
net.
Well, if you've got a Sharks game on, you're getting 2 empty net goals if they're winning at the end of games.
Yes.
How you like the Canucks and Penguins being a pick'em?
What?
Love it.
So
It is in Pittsburgh.
it's in Pittsburgh, and the Canucks without Philip Hedl are so bad down the middle. And so like the Craig Button conversation, I believe that was centered around
Casey Mittlestadt?
Yeah, but like centered around Casey Mittlestadt going to the Vancouver Canucks. And I was asked by Canucks Army yesterday, proud members of the Nation Network, whether or not they should want Casey Mittlestadt. And I was like, well, what are you hoping to get? But like they're in such dire straits down the middle that Casey Mittlestadt is like a hot topic for them right now.
Brutal.
Yeah, I think I like the Penguins in that one, which is crazy. But the one that I'm really having fun with, I think, is over 6.5 goals between the Sharks and the Islanders.
I am all over at plus 195. Toronto Maple Leafs minus 1.5 over the Devils. Like, you get the Blue Jays bump. You get I fucking parlay it with Austin Matthews anytime goal scorer while you're at it if you want, because you're gonna get that Vladdy bump. Revenge game for Sheldon Keefe. Puck line Jesus gets them that empty net and the 2-goal lead at the end of the game. Plus 195 when they're minus 120 is like on the money line.
What's Marchand anytime goal at? Because like,
Ooh, good
that's
question.
I mean, that's gotta be
My second one was going to be Corey Perry anytime goal, but I don't know if Sports Interaction has gotten the news that he's starting yet. So Brad Marchand plus 190 anytime goal.
Yeah.
I might
like
hop on
that.
that just because like it's gonna happen and we're gonna be like, of course it fucking
Him
happens.
and tie it together with a Pastrnak. Plus
I'll do
150
that.
anytime goal.
I'll do a. I mean, you want to make more money.
Bruins money line, Pastrnak anytime goal, Brad Marchand anytime goal.
You want to make more money. Seth Jones is plus 700 anytime goal. So that's just smarter thinking. The goal is to win as much money as possible. Also, you know what? I'm going to take like 5 randos from this game. Maybe a Fraser Minton goal. No, you know what? Give me a Mikey Asimont goal.
I love
at
that.
Plus 725. Give me, obviously, a Victor Arvidsson goal at plus 390. He did that one time against the Panthers last year in the final. How about a AJ Greer? What chaos bump? Nikita Zadorov goal plus 1900. Nikita Zadorov stole the show late in the season when the Bruins played the Panthers after the Bruins sold. Remember that?
And for a guy who wants to be the next captain of the Boston Bruins, what better method than to shove it in the face of the last captain of the Boston Bruins, Brad Marchand? Zadorov is going to be establishing dominance.
Yes. People forget this one is a Brad Marchand bowl.
That's right.
Nikita Zadorov was teammates with Brad Marchand. They played together in Boston.
I don't know if they enjoyed it, but we'll see. Sean, before we get out of here, I've
got to close that up.
Okay, sure.
Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only, 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Sorry, Pete.
No, don't apologize. That was my bad. Last night during Game 7 of the ALCS, I think we got the very worst, intentional or unintentional, ad break in the history of sports. And that includes last year when a Boston Bruins goal, my favorite team, a Boston Bruins goal was not shown because Nesson accidentally played a Chipotle ad. Like that at least was funny. But during the ALCS, Game 7, 1-run game, in the 9th inning, I believe there was 1 out in the inning, 2 outs to go to determine a spot in the World Series. Fox Sports played an ad in between pitches. Sean, roll the video, please.
The 1-0. Popped up. Kirk to the screen. Out of room. And we get a quick word from Capital One.
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Much maligned bullpen for the Blue Jays.
Okay. Can't accept that. Will not accept that. Won't ever accept that. You cannot run ads in between pitches. And people who want to bootlick for fucking companies and ads can say, what'd you miss? I didn't miss anything because it was a picture-in-picture ad. Didn't miss anything. Nothing really important happened. but that is the height of baseball. Like, playoff baseball is all about how tense it
I was
gets,
gonna say, it's the tension.
building suspense, and anything that pulls you out of that moment and that atmosphere in the 9th inning of a Game 7 to decide the pennant, go fuck yourself.
I don't have a problem with those in a vacuum. If it's the 3rd inning of Game 4, we're not talking about this. Doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
But doing it in that circumstance is fucking unacceptable. Because like you said, it is all about like the tension. Like, that's why I love baseball. Like, you just got to sit there and wait for the batter to get back in the box, the pitcher to get on the mound, and like, it's all about the tension. Then it explodes. And then all of a sudden to have fucking what's in your wallet takes you out of it.
I understand they do those now, but if liquor sales have been cut off at the event venue,
Great, yeah.
you can't do that.
That's a great
it until
7th inning and later. Can't happen.
I would like you to do it not past like the 3rd inning, because I don't know, things could be going on where somebody could be, and I hope they would pick their spots better, but something could be going on where a guy now is one something away from whatever, a big moment in a game, and during the at-bat, I got to be taken out of that moment. Obviously, don't do it at the end of the games, but yes, when you cut off liquor sales, no trickery bullshit, okay? Advertising-wise. And I'm glad you answered the question as to like, well, they actually can do it because they fit it in and no game time was missed. We're not just watching to see throw, catch, hit, whatever. If we only cared about the action in a baseball game, we would not watch baseball because baseball does not have a lot of action. The reason why we're watching a baseball game is for everything. It's for the feelings. It's for, as you said, in October, baseball, the goosebumps, the chills,
at the end
the freakouts.
At the end of the day, like, sports is theater, sports is drama.
Yeah.
And think about like you going to see a movie in the theater and like right before the climax, they insert an ad for X company before they show you how this movie ends. That would be fucking ridiculous.
And like the thing that's funny about it to me, and it's a product of, as you talked about the other day, the unshittification of things. Like, I think about football and how often, like, in between plays or whatever, they would have like a lower third pop up. And it could be animated, it could be a video, but it's just it's like a lower third, and the main shot stays the main shot. Like, there's ways to have because I get from like an ad perspective why it needs to be that invasive. Like, you want people to see it, but like, you could still have advertising there that catches people's attention that is not that invasive and doesn't feel like it's fucking like really breaking up the vibe.
Yeah, it's not the most intrusive because they're still showing you the game and you're not missing a ton of action, but it is also not the least intrusive. And it definitely skews more towards being very intrusive than not intrusive at all.
What if they meet in the middle? They keep natural sounds and play the ad. So it's what's in your wallet as you're hearing the murmur of the crowd.
Well, like, honestly, if they had done that exactly how they did it, but it was a silent ad and they kept the audio, like, that would have been a major improvement over what they did, because like the sound is so important to the tension and the vibe of a baseball game. To have, like, the visuals don't really even bother me. It's having this voice and this music come in, like, just fucks the whole thing.
I also think it's probably worse that the announcer was like, and now let's get a quick word from our friends at Capital One in the middle of the broadcast. Like, all of it I hate. I don't do this. Please, God, do not make this the norm. Please.
I mean,
had to mention that.
When you fire up your TV now, and because I've been getting deep into the weeds with the like ads that you're okay with versus not ads you're not okay with space. When you turn on your TV now, you're just hammered with ads.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
everything now, like, even if it's something that you pay for, if it's something that's free and it comes with ads, whatever. Or if it's something that you pay a very low cost for, whatever. Like, if I buy a TV that costs over $1,000 American dollars,
sick brag.
When I turn it on, I shouldn't be like, there's an advertisement for a fucking Jonas Brothers concert that I then go click over to and watch.
And that's $1,000 plus $300 for the Jonas Brothers tickets that I just bought.
Yeah, and then I go to actually see the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just becoming a little more aware, and maybe it's stupidity that I wasn't noticing it before. I'm a Father John Misty fan, and it's like all he sings about. The fact that we're just constantly being
Jonathan Newman,
to.
incredible job. Says, need to drop the quote, I'll be honest, I won't be using Capital One like the ESPN guy did when they were talking about the NHL season opener. Like, if we're doing network ads, like these ad reads, and this guy got upset for saying that, like, or got in trouble for saying that he's not going to be watching NHL, allow them to say that they won't be using the product of the company that just advertised in between pitches.
Well, I would love for after this game, like if they were like, Poppy, what did you think about the game? And he's like, what the fuck was that ad? What are you going to do, fire David Ortiz? Like, he could say whatever he wants. They tried to kill that man. Not Fox Sports. Someone
did. Okay, we've gone very long. We love you for hanging out with us. Thanks to Jim Hiller for coming on the show. Thanks to everybody who helped with the whole Judy Jupiter thing. Did we find out?
No.
Do you think we found out?
We'll have another report tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have updates. We're having trouble pulling down that Sabrina Carpenter video. We're gonna get that by the end of the week, and we will be the first to show it to you. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, Amplify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also we're very nearing 10,000 on Instagram. Please follow us on Instagram. It's just What Chaos Show. Anywhere else you can find us, we'll very much appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything: daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.